Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Is It Wrong with Rey Parra. And today, my special guest is my beautiful queen, Trissy Parra. Say hello, baby.
Hello, baby.
So, we get asked all the time, what is it that you guys do to keep your marriage strong? And what do you guys do? You guys always seem so happy. You don't fight and da 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 da. So, we decided that for today on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
Happy Valentine's Day,
my baby.
Hello.
We decided to do this podcast for you and just kind of share our lives with you guys. We're actually going to play a little game to see if we know each other as well as we think we do. I mean, anyways, it's going to be a lot of fun. And actually the game was Trissy's idea to do, which means she's probably going to know all the answers. I don't know. But what we did, so y'all don't think that we're cheating, is we wrote down everything on a piece of paper. So we show it so you guys can see that we're not cheating on this. But before we do, honey, you want to say anything to all our friends and fans and family and everybody watching?
Well, I kind of thought that maybe you were going to bring me flowers or something since it is a Valentine's Day thing, you know. I brought something. Dan! I brought our wedding picture.
Oh my goodness. Let me see that. Check that out, y'all. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. There it is. Look at that. The man, the legend, and his queen.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
I had great hair, but you had better hair.
I had longer hair anyways. Yeah. I don't know about better hair, but I had longer hair. But who's got the better hair now, me or you?
We were so young then.
Yeah.
So, though others may know you and know about you because you're a musician. They know you because you're in a band. They might know you personally because they're your friend or coworker. But they'll never know you the way I know you.
Hopefully not.
Because you are my husband and I know all of the intimate details.
That's right.
Hey, how you doing?
Anyway, so today we're going to share a little bit of our highlights of our relationship.
Yeah.
And
so you want to play the game first, or you want to just talk a little bit first?
I think we should talk first a little bit about, how we found each other or God placed us together.
Why don't you start?
Okay. So,
just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
First time I ever met you was at your band practice. I got invited to come there and went there a few times, went to Bible studies at Tony's house, and we were just pretty much acquaintances. And then one time I went to your concert in Aurora, Illinois. That was like at some school. And I was sitting up in the bleachers, and I remember you started singing He Died. And I was not a Christian. I was raised Catholic, and I didn't really know what it was like to have a real relationship with Christ. I just knew, like, growing up, we had to go to church on certain holidays, and we had to go to CCD when we were kids. But it really was just very generic. It wasn't a relationship with God. And so when you started singing the lyrics to He Died, it's something just pierced my heart, and I started to weep, and I didn't know why I was crying, and I knew I wanted to pray, but I didn't know what I wanted to say or how to pray, really.
That was the Holy Spirit, baby.
And something was the Holy Spirit unctioned me to pray with you. And so after the show, you guys, at the end of your show, you always invited people, if you wanted to come talk to us, come find us. We'll be at our merch table, whatever. And so I went looking for you. And of course, you were buried with people around you all, and so it took a while for me to finally talk to you, even though other, people in the band or in your crew would have probably totally been fine with leading me to the Lord that night. I wanted to wait for you, and I can explain why. So somebody finally said, here he is. And I went to you and I talked to you a little bit, and you let me share my heart, and you just led me to the Lord that night. And that was the first time we really connected, I guess, on a spiritual level. But then it was still, about, that was actually the week after my 21st birthday.
Nice.
And so that was January. And then we actually didn't start dating until August. So we just were friends for that amount of time.
That was a long time for me to wait for that.
You were busy.
Those months, it seemed like years,
So, and
anyway, so let me just say something to that. I think it's neat because, I say this quite often when God unctions somebody to do something. I'm up on stage, we're performing, and I'm I try to communicate and make connection with everybody. And I saw you there, I knew you were there, but never in my wildest dreams that I'd think, wow, that's going to be my wife one day,
Mm-hmm.
And it was neat when you came up to me and you said, I want to pray with you. Even at that point, that thought hadn't crossed my mind. I was like, yeah, I looked at it as ministry because that's exactly what it was. But look at God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look where he's at now. So,
yeah. So then when we started dating, you used to give me cards all the time, writing nice things in them. And you always wrote a triangle. And this is something that is so true. And I wish that people would remember this. But you drew a triangle, and at the top of the triangle, you put the word God. And then you put Rey on the bottom of one side and Trissy on the bottom of the other side. And you said, this is symbolic of as we get closer to God and we move up the triangle, we get closer to each other. And I love that. And I always still remember that that you said that. And that's just perfect, that triangle. So, I mean, I always try to encourage people who maybe are asking me for advice in their relationship is, the closer you get to God, the closer you'll get to each other. Mm-hmm. So you have to put him first in all things. So.
Yeah, and that's so true. And not just in a relationship, but in everything. You can put yourself in one corner, you can put your family in another corner. And as you both get closer to God, you're going to get closer to each other. And it's just true in so many things. The reality it is, the closer you get to God in your life, regardless, the more God opens your eyes to things that you may not see. You start seeing things with spiritual eyes instead of, worldly eyes. And you just start to say, wow, I needed that or I needed this. And it's just neat to see how God opens up those doors, Do I see our dog walking behind us? So that's Cody back there. He's there. He is. Hi, Cody. That's our dog, Cody. He's our. So you know what? I'm gonna lay it out there. I'm gonna talk about Cody for a minute. Okay. That dog right there. I love that dog. Okay, don't get me wrong. He's a rescue. When we first brought him home, I actually got a little scared because he's a pit bull terrier or something. I don't know, but they told us that he was a friendly dog and nice dog, good temperament, and he was. But the minute I started getting close to her or the kids, he would like growl at me like, hey, dude, and I was like, I started seeing like a little bit of aggression in him. And I'm like, okay. So then we're in the kitchen one day and I patted her on the backside.
Hey, how you doing?
The lower backside. Is it wrong? You are my wife, so it was okay by that.
It's not wrong. Mm-hmm.
And he like started growling at me like he wanted to bite me, and I told her, I said, you know what? I want to take this dog back because I'm afraid that he's going to bite somebody. Well, we didn't do it. And over time, I just got to know the dog. And he's a great dog, but he protects her. In the morning when I get up and give her a kiss, he's like, he's growling at me. At night when I give her a kiss, he's like, he's growling at me, Did you train him that way, or does he do that on his own?
Yeah, I trained him.
I knew it. Geez. Yeah, so after this podcast, we're getting rid of the dog. We're going to get a cat. No, we can't get a cat. I'm allergic to cats. But anyways, he's turned out to be a great dog, and he's very obedient, and just he's a cool dude. Cool dog.
He's a cool dude. He thinks he's a dude.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
So to continue on our quest to our relationship, how did you know that I was the one?
Well, for one, I looked at that face and I was like, oh, yeah, she's beautiful.
With all your might, oh, won't you roll those eyes?
And we started becoming friends. And then I realized as the more we talked, the more we were alike in certain ways. We had like the same wants and the same needs and stuff. And I just realized that you were a person that I could talk to, and that you would actually listen. I'm a talker. A lot of people don't listen to me when I talk. I don't know, they're rebellious or whatever. But you would listen. And then over time, I just started realizing, man, I really like this chick. I really dig this chick, And it's kind of hard because when we finally started dating, I had so many of my friends say, she's not interested in you. She's groupie status, She just, oh, you're a rock star, which I've never been a rock star. I've just always been me. But they felt like her genuineness in my relationship would never work, And I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling that she really is digging me. And I'm gonna just go forward with it and just ask her out, And that was another story in itself, But that's how I just knew. I just had all the good feelings and stuff,
I think I knew you were the one when I was sick at home and I felt terrible and I looked terrible and you showed up. You didn't have a driver's license, so I didn't expect you. So I wasn't prepared. Usually if you're just dating somebody, you want to look good every time they see you. But this time you surprised me. And actually, I think it was Bruce Cox, wasn't it?
Yeah. Floyd.
He gave you a ride to my house and you brought me a card and a teddy bear.
Yes, she remembered. Yeah.
And I had my Coke bottle glasses on and my hair was all greasy and I know it looked horrible because I was sick.
No, she did not.
And you still love me after all that. So I was like, yeah, I think he's keeper. And I think that we balance each other out because you are a talker and I am not a talker. I'd rather not be in front of the crowd or in front of the camera. I'd rather be behind the scenes, So that works well because we're not both trying to, fill the same role.
Yeah.
You have your role and I have mine and it works great. So.
And it does. And just for the record, the reason I didn't have a license, I was a kid. I was 16 years old. I had bought a brand new, well, not brand new. It was brand new to me. It was a 1972 Chevy Impala. And I was on my way to go get insurance and some chick cut me off and I ended up hitting somebody else. And I was a dumb punk kid. It wasn't my fault, So I refused to pay for it. And they suspended my license. Then rebellious, unsafe punk. I kept driving. I got busted a few times. And so they revoked my license for 10 years. And then fast forward to when you and I started dating, she would drive me around everywhere. Now I'm driving, thank God. But she would drive me around everywhere, and eventually I got my license back. And so if you, just a word of encouragement, man, you get in trouble with the cops, pay your dues. Don't do anything dumb because a man without a driver's license is not good.
Yeah, they don't play.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, so then fast forward to our engagement. It was so unromantic.
What are you talking about?
We had picked out rings at the mall. Was at the, what's that mall called in Aurora? Fox Valley Mall. We had picked out our rings, put them on layaway. And we were paying them a little at a time. And then one day Ray came home from work. I met him at his mom's house, and he had to eat dinner and go to practice. And he was staying in the basement at his mom's house. So we're in the kitchen and we're eating dinner, and he goes, "Babe, can you run downstairs and grab me my deodorant?" Because he was in a rush. I'm like, okay.
That's in the old days when you had the little medicine cabinets with the sliding doors, you know?
So I run down the stairs, grab his deodorant. I open the cabinet. I grab the deodorant. I close the cabinet, and I run back upstairs and give him his deodorant. And then he uses it. And then he goes, gives it back to me, and he goes, "Here, can you go put it back now?" And I was like,
She was mad. The look she
Okay.
gave me was like, "You lazy bum."
I'm like, okay. So I take it and I run that down the stairs, and I open the cabinet slide. It slides open. Open it, put the deodorant back, close it, and I run back up. I go to run back upstairs, and he's actually standing in the stairway, and he's like, "Didn't you see it?" I'm like, "What?"
No, you were like, "What?
Yeah.
Did I see
Like,
what?" It wasn't like, "What?" It was like,
What?
"What? Did I see
No, I was
what?"
like, "What, honey?"
Yeah, right, liar.
He walks me back to the bathroom, and he points to the little knob on the handle of the
Slide mirror.
slide mirror.
And keep in mind, that's the knob that she grabbed like 4 times.
And
okay?
my ring was hanging on the little knob.
Yeah,
And that thing, I could have knocked it down into the drain,
I know.
but I didn't.
That's right.
And I was like, so mad at him. He always used to make me mad because he would make me mad, but then he would make me laugh, or it was always for a good reason, usually. So yeah, that was our romantic engagement.
Yeah. And the rest is history. Have a nice day. No, just kidding. Yeah.
And then, are you going to sing? He used to sing to me.
I could.
He used to sing "Always and Forever" to me.
Yeah,
Wow.
every time I'd see her, I'd be like, "Always and forever, each moment with you was just like a dream to me."
What?
That somehow came true. And the chorus is like, "Every day you love me your own special way. You melt all my heart away with a
your
smile."
I don't sing.
Anyways, I used to sing that to her all the time. And the used to be's don't count anymore.
Yeah.
I need to start singing that to you again.
You know what I wanted to do? I've
What?
always wanted to do this since we heard this song and watched the video from Laguna Coil.
Laguna
The
Coil?
one Laguna
Coil, yeah.
Laguna Coil, where they're in this like
The dining room.
the dining room table, and she's at one end, he's at the other end, and it's like dramatic in the candelabra, and
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Let's
do
sing
that.
it. Let's
I
sing
want
it
to do a
together.
reenactment of that.
Yeah.
You and me, yeah. But I need somebody to do the voice for me because I can't sing.
All right. You're gonna have to get some black fingernails.
I'll do that.
Wait, what do you mean? We're gonna sing it to each other, but somebody else is gonna do your voice?
I'm gonna lip sync.
Hi, Cody. Anyway, so yeah, so that was that. You want to let him out?
Sure.
She's gonna. Don't forget you. Wait here. Just do this. So she leaves.
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
he's
tell you
crying.
this.
I thought he would.
Yeah. Anyway, she left. I'm gonna whisper so she don't hear this, but she can't sing. She cannot sing. She can't carry a tune in a bag. But I love her. Hi, I was just telling everybody how great you sing. Oh man! Now, hopefully, he's not going to be whining to get back in. If he does, I don't care. Studio is closed. Let me know if you can hear. You can hear that?
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes. I
Hello,
can.
hello. Okay. Anyways, you want to play this game real quick?
Well, I just wanted to still talk about our elopement.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah. We
Okay.
got we were engaged to be married in September of 1989, and you started to do a tour in January of 89. And I missed
Excuse
you
me.
so much when you were gone, and I wanted to go with you. But Sacred Warrior said you can't go because that would not be a good witness because you're not married.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but we're engaged. And they said, no, we're not going to let you come with us if you're not married. So sorry. So we were like, let's get married now so I can go.
We were like that, or you were? Yeah, I think it was both of us. You see that look? That look right there. I fear that look. I sleep with one eye open. Wait, wrong eye.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But so we went over the border where we lived in West Chicago, but we drove over the border because into Indiana because of the whole blood tests you needed. Took too long.
If the AIDS blood test thing, yeah.
Yeah, if we did it in Illinois, we wouldn't have been able to get married that quick. So we drove over to Crown Point, Indiana. And
keep talking. Just keep talking. Keep talking.
And we got married, and then we came home to a bouquet of chicken bones.
Chicken bone, lucky chicken bone.
And a bed full of dry white rice. And Rick Macias, he also put soap on our toothbrushes. He did all of that.
Vaseline on the doorknobs.
That's just was Rick's nature, and he just made it. It was so hilarious. We just cracked up. And then that night also, something else happened.
Yeah, he called the cops on us. We were just in bed talking.
Yeah, right.
And then we hear this phone call. Not a phone. We hear a knock on the door, and
police, open up.
What do you want?
We just want to talk.
You have a warrant?
No, but just come outside. We want to talk with you.
I don't want to talk. How many of you are there?
There's 2 of us, sir.
Go then, talk to each other.
Yeah, who is this? And it was a buddy of mine whose name was Tony. He was a cop. He's like, hey, it's Tony, whatever his last name was. He goes, we got a phone call that there was a man beating a woman in this house or something. So what Rick did is he called the cops on us after doing all that other junk just to mess with us, man. It was, I want to say it was hilarious, and it was, but at the same time, it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was such a funny character. I miss his time.
Yeah.
But a good friend and a great guy.
Yeah, man.
So funny. You guys always used to do those funny tricks at like whenever we used to go to Sandpiper after church and stuff all the time, and you guys would do, like mess with the waitresses and do the hair trick and all that. Oh, yeah. So funny.
I remember this is not anything to do with us, but I remember one time Rick and I, when we had done a concert, I think we were in Texas, and he's like, hey, just follow my lead. I'm like, okay. So we went out in the parking lot, and we put on some vests for the guys that are doing the parking, and they let us borrow some flashlights, and we're out in the parking lot, and we're parking people all kinds of weird ways and stuff. And then these girls pulled out in a red Trans Am, and these chicks were all rocked out. You know, they were okay looking. You know, they weren't like, you know. Anyways, so Rick's like, hey, so what's going on here, you know, tonight? And the girls are like, Sacred Warrior. And we're like, oh, man, we have tickets, but we don't know where to sit. Can we sit with you guys? And they're like, nah, losers. No, they had no idea who we were. That's funny. So then the show starts, and those girls had like third row from the front, almost center. And the band's playing. I see Rick coming out with his keyboards, and I look and I see those girls out there, and they're looking at Rick and looking at each other. They're like, nah, as if to say, nah, it couldn't be then. And then I came out, and they're like, oh my gosh, man, it was just so hilarious. So I kept teasing them the whole night, like I was going to give them a high five. And then before I could, I'd pull away and turn away. And, you know, we just, because you know what? It was kind of a thing of, when we were in the parking lot, they didn't want to give us the time of day, but when they knew what they were musicians, we were the musicians, then it's a different story, and that's crazy. But
you know what? That's one thing I wanted to say to. Well, I didn't want to, but now I want to. It just reminded me of something that the reason why we can mess around, like, you know, joking around about like there were other girls, but they weren't that cute. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because we're so secure in our relationship, and we've always been secure. And I think that the one thing that really helped me feel that way was because he was a front man in the band and we did travel a lot and meet a lot of people and a lot of girls, anytime girls would come up and talk with him, he would always introduce them to me if I was around or talk about me to them. And always making it known that, you know, he's married or, you know, he's not interested. Like he would do it without like making anyone feel any kind of way. But that just really helped me feel like secure. Like I didn't have to worry. Like you're going to be, even like when you were touring and I wasn't allowed to go with you, I knew that I didn't have to worry about you, you know, going off and cheating on me because.
Yeah. And you know what's neat is even to this day, I talk about you all the time. Everywhere I go, everybody I talk to, most of my people that I'm in communication with know you.
Yeah.
Because I always bring you up because you're so much a part of my life. You might, like we say, you're my queen. I have you see that king crown status right there? Put your hand up, babe. She's got one. So whenever we're holding hands, we each have a crown. She's my queen. I'm her king. And to me, it's not just a word. I mean, she's my girl, man. I always say that wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing, I talk about her. I'm like, that's my girl, man, you know? And so for me, even 34 years later, I still feel the same way about her as I did when we first started dating, you know? And she's made it easy for me because we have such a great relationship. And so many people ask us, man, what do you guys do? How do you keep it where you don't fight, you don't get mad? We get mad at each other. She gets mad at me more than I do her, okay? But it's how we deal with it.
You
we don't
screw up more than I do.
Oh my gosh. And this podcast is over. But no, seriously. So I'll do stuff that makes her angry. She does stuff that makes me angry. We don't yell at each other. We just say, hey, you know what? I don't think this and I don't think that. And maybe next time we should do this or next time we should do that. When we first started dating, we were on a date. We went to Chicago. I think you remember this because I talk about it all the time. And I don't know what she did or what she said, but she said something that made me mad, right? And I raised my voice at her. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? I'm not that girl. She said, if you want to be with me, we're not going to yell at each other. We're not going to disrespect each other. We're going to talk things out. And I said, you know what? I will never do that to you again. And in 34 years, I have not yelled at her. I've not raised my voice at her. I've not disrespected my wife. Okay. And that, I believe, is one of the things that keeps us the strongest because we talk everything out. Listen, everybody has issues in their marriage. Everyone. It's how you deal with it. You deal with it as a team or you deal with it separately. No matter what you choose, you're going to have to deal with it. Preferably, you're going to deal with it as a team because you're going to get through things. So I say that to say this. Guys, if you get mad at your wife, don't disrespect her, man. Don't yell at her. Don't talk about her to your friends.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Girls do that. Girls do that a lot. They talk bad about their husbands.
Yep. I never talk trash about her, and she never talks trash about me. You know what we do? We build each other up. And as a result of that, we have several friends that reach out to us for advice. I'm not going to say counseling, but for advice, man. What would you do in a situation like this? And we say, well, you know what? This is how we deal with that. And a lot of it has to do with kids, raising your kids. And a lot of it has to do with personal relationships, trust issues, whatever. You know, I go in other countries and stuff. She never thinks twice about it. And it's because we have built that up like that. And it's something that we're never going to break. It's something that we're going to keep going forever. So I just say, ladies, same with you. Trust your husband. If you know your husband, listen, if he's never given you a reason to distrust him, if he says, I want to go out with the guys, and we're going to go shoot some pool. We're going to go golfing, whatever. Me, I like to hang out with my buddy and have cigars. If he's never given you a reason to distrust him, don't start any junk, man, because that will create issues. Just say, you know what? I know the man that you are. I know that you're my husband. I trust you. I believe you. Have fun. And then you go out with your girlfriends and husbands, the same thing. If she's never given you a reason, don't doubt her. You know, that just creates problems, man. Encourage each other because no matter how much I love her and how much she loves me, we need our own time. You know what I'm saying? I need time to go fishing with the guys or go, whatever. And same with the ladies. You need to be able to get out, but you got to have trust and you have to respect. That's the two biggest things, man. I'm telling you. And mostly you got to have, God in your life. If there's people watching this podcast who don't know the Lord, listen, give your heart to Jesus, man. And I'm not going to say that things are going to change overnight, but he will change your life. You tell him to direct your path and ask him to forgive your sins and tell him that you want to be part of his kingdom. You want to be a child of God, and he will do it, man. And then start praying with your wife, start talking with your wife, and just watch what God will do in your relationship, man.
Yeah, be open to what God has for you because it's better than you could even imagine. That's the other thing I forgot to say about how we ended up getting together. It was completely apparent to me that it was ordained by God. Putting the
She
two of
wasn't
us
even
together.
attracted to me. Imagine that. Look at this face.
He wasn't my type with the long hair and earrings and leather jacket and the little fingerless leather gloves and the English leather cologne.
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh, you remember that?
oh, of course.
I thought I smelled great. And you're like, oof.
No,
what's that
honestly,
smell?
I ended up being attracted to it, but I
Yeah.
never would have thought that I would be. And it was totally God placed that in my heart for you. And it actually, all of my desires that I thought I had wanted to be an independent woman and have a career and move down. I wanted to move down to the Merchandise Mart in Chicago and get into fashion industry. And all of my desires just changed after you and I started talking, and I really started seeking God, and he totally changed my heart and my desires. And I'm so thankful that he did. And I'm so thankful that I, followed him. So
Follow
I
the
couldn't
Lord.
have done it with that. So I'm talking about,
That's
I couldn't
right,
have done that without you, baby.
Yeah.
But
I want
right.
to play this game.
Yeah,
I
let's
want to
do
see
it.
how well we know each other.
Okay, so I have 7 questions.
Okay.
You know me, I'm the game girl.
No, I know. By the way, if you ever want to plan a fun party, this one right here, she is the best at all that. Just incredible.
I usually host the games. I don't usually play the games, so I think that's why I do it, because I don't like to play. I don't like to be put on the spot, but today I'm playing it. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question. We both have already answered these questions. What I answer, what I think he's going to say, and he answered what he thinks I'm going to say. So the first question, you ready? We need we need some like dating game music.
I'll put it in. So wait. You shake your head like it's funny. Okay, go.
Okay. All right. Question number 1. If I had an extra $100 a week to spend on myself, how would I spend it?
For me, it would be cigars and ammo.
Oh.
What did you say?
You can't see it.
Can't read it. What does it say?
It's
cigars and fishing gear. That would be number 3.
okay.
That would be number 3. That's beautiful.
Close. How would I answer? I would say I would spend it on a housekeeper to come clean the house for me.
I put the kids. You would spend it. Listen, I have a spending problem. I'm going to admit it right now. But listen, I've been married to her for 34 years, so I can't change that, okay? No, she says, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, she says I spend more money on cigars and ammo than she does on the kids. That's not
Definitely.
True. Come on.
But I spend money on my nails and my hair, which I need to get done, but that's about all I spend on myself.
True.
Okay. Question number 2. You call and say you're standing in the cookie aisle at the store and ask if I want something. I tell you to surprise me. What cookies are you bringing home?
Milano cookies.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. And what cookies
would
you be?
I'm supposed to say it, and you're supposed to hold up your card to see if I said it. So
right.
Milano.
Milano.
Let me see.
Milanos.
Okay.
I'm not cheating.
Okay, so now I'm going to say what I think you would want. I'm going to bring home Nutter Butters.
And for me, it says...
Can't see it. It's too bright.
You can't see it.
Just let me read it. Nutter Butters.
Yes.
Okay. We got the cookies down. What would I do if I had 3 extra hours in the day?
to say what I would think you would do, or you can answer mine first?
No, you say what would you do if you had 3 extra hours in the day?
I would say now work on my podcast and chill and watch TV.
Oh, really?
I guess. I don't know what you say. Go fishing, yeah. Well, I go fishing on Saturdays, so yeah, I guess I would do that. But I'm trying to get this podcast going.
If I had 3 extra hours a day, I would sleep.
Yes, I put clean house and sleep.
Yep.
So apparently I know better.
I love naps.
Yeah, you do.
Naps are good. Although, usually if we both take a nap together, you fall asleep really quick. And when you're waking up, I'm just falling asleep. So that doesn't usually work.
And then I'll go to get out of bed or out of the couch and she'll be like, where are you going? Oh.
Okay.
Now, this next question, well, I'm going to answer it first, and then I'll tell you what kind of weird for me. Go ahead.
Okay. Question number 4.
Yeah.
Are you making a face?
No.
Oh. What am I most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
I wrote down retirement.
Wait,
Oh.
You're supposed to say, so this is what you want.
No, this is what I wrote down for you.
No,
what I want.
You say what you want.
Okay. I want retirement and travel.
Okay. I said build our house.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're not going to wait another 10 years to build another house.
No, but within the next 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Well, what did you say I wanted?
I said for you retirement and travel and lots of grandbabies.
Yes.
Because we only have one grandbaby. We have 6 kids, one pork chop, one.
But I want the house so we can have all the grandbabies.
You guys know where that's from. You remember Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
I mean, Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta.
Yeah.
They're at the dinner table and he goes to eat, grab a second pork chop, and his dad is, one pork chop, one. I don't know why that's stuck in my head forever.
Yeah, you do say that a lot.
I do.
If we could quit our jobs today, what would we like to do?
My answer or yours?
Yours.
Travel.
I said
go on tour. That's traveling, yes. Which, by the way, we're working on something with someone right now to get a lot more travel dates.
And if I would say I would want to go travel. I love traveling. I'm always trying to plan out the next trip.
Travel and travel for both of us.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there's 2 questions left. This is a good one. If I had to delete all of the apps on my phone except for 3, which 3 would I keep?
My answer?
Your answer?
Facebook, YouTube, and Starbucks. I know what y'all are thinking Starbucks, but for me, they have a good, strong, pungent coffee, and I like it. What did you say? YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. So you got 2 of the 3 right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I got yours right.
I don't think you will.
Okay, I don't know. You want me to tell you what mine?
Yeah.
I said you would keep.
Wait.
Oh.
No, I have to say
okay, it. Yeah. You say it.
Mine would be our Wells Fargo Bank app, the Capital One Venture app, and Amazon. Yes.
So, folks, as you can see, I have a spending problem.
No, you have a money manager.
What I said you would keep would be Facebook, Amazon, and Snapchat because you love doing those the filter. The filter. This girl is like the filter queen. She'd be like, "Look."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So that was pretty good. Do you remember when we used to go to Palm Coast Assembly when they did the dating game?
Yes.
Remember that? It was kind of like this where you had to answer questions.
Yeah.
Back then,
we have one more question.
Oh, we have one more? What is it?
Tell me your scar story. No.
Okay, so, yeah,
Wait.
what?
You tell me my scar story.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you if you're right.
I'm not going to get it because I don't remember. The only thing I can remember is when we were in Mexico and you tripped as you were coming out of the hotel, and for some reason she like twisted her ankle, and got a scar on her knees.
Seriously.
Is it something else? I don't remember.
Where do I have scars? Do you even know?
Nothing. Your knees?
I have one on my knee
Yeah.
and one on my chin.
And one, I don't remember the chin one.
Okay.
Is it wrong? I guess it is. Apparently it's wrong because, go ahead.
I have a scar on my knee that I got when I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6.
See, I wasn't there. How am I supposed to remember?
Because you should know the story. You would have said, you have asked me in the past, baby, how'd you get that scar?
Mm-hmm.
So I got the knee scar crawling around. This was back when the beer can tabs came all the way off.
Right.
And we were having a picnic at my parents' house, and I was crawling in the yard, and somebody's beer tab was on the ground, and I crawled on it and went in my knee. That was the knee scar. And then the chin scar was when I was working this one summer at school, and I rode my bike to the school, and there was somebody coming on the sidewalk. So I got over to the edge, and my wheels went off the edge, and I fell off my bike, and I cracked my chin open. And you don't remember that
I was going to
story?
say that, but you didn't give me enough time.
Yeah, liar. All right.
Can you hear Cody over there whining?
Yes.
He's over there whining.
Sorry, you have scars.
Yeah. Do you remember what my scars
Yes,
are
of
from?
course.
What is it?
You have scars on your scalp
Mm-hmm.
and on
My hand, my back,
and
my
your
arms.
hand because you got in a motorcycle wreck. You crashed Ben's motorcycle on the army base, right?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Popping a wheelie. I was like, yeah. And I lost my footing. And when the bike dropped down, I'm falling back. So what do? I punched it, and the bike went right into the bunker. I flipped over into barbed wire.
I should have
and It was
known.
not fun.
And you've been accident prone our whole time together. It's been one thing after another. But anyway, God always is gracious.
Yes, he is. Yes,
Yep.
he is. But anyways, God. I did not just call her God. Okay. Guys, listen, man. It's been great just sharing this time with you guys. And you got any advice for the ladies watching that to build their relationship with their husbands and their kids? And
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not married and you're trying to seek out a spouse, I think it's more important that instead of trying to find the person that's right for you, is trying to be the person that is right.
yes.
Like, you need to be whole on your own, standing on your own before you can like share yourself with someone else. So first of all, like make sure that you're in tune, that you're right on, so that you don't have to be like draining someone else. And then also, you have to be willing to, like, I feel like when you're really in love with somebody, it's not hard to want to put them before yourself, right? So like always consider their needs before your own. So like it's just like kind of goes back to like what people joke about, like where do you want to go to dinner?
Yeah.
Like I would rather go out for, tacos or steak, and he'd rather go out for sushi. So what do we usually do?
Every day.
We go out for sushi.
Oh, come! What are we doing today?
We're going out for
go to the
steak.
steakhouse.
Yes.
Valentine's Day, Valentine's dinner, and / late birthday dinner with the kids because we were in Mexico for her birthday.
Yes.
All right, and mine is just what I already said. Just be patient with one another, trust each other, and don't be afraid to have a conversation. If you have any kind of doubt, hey, listen, I'm feeling this. Let's talk about it rather than harboring it in, because then it builds up, and then before long, you're at each other's throats, and then you say something or do something that's irreversible, and then it's too late,
Yeah.
And I think mainly one thing that you and I have talked about for years that you have said to me that has helped me a lot is to choose my battles.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things in our younger days that we used to argue about would be the kids. And she would say, I'd get mad when I'd come home from work and their room was dirty and filthy. And then I'd get upset and I'd yell at the kids. And she's like, honey, one day she's like, babe, choose your battles. She's like, listen, they're not in trouble. They're going to school. They're getting good grades. They're very respectful to us and others, but their rooms are dirty. Choose your battles. What would you rather? them doing this or them doing that. And that has helped me out tremendously. So that's part of a relationship with your kids and your family, but ultimately ties into your relationship with your spouse. Because I know, as many of you guys probably know, when I was mad at my kids, she was mad at me. Okay. So anyways, guys, just happy Valentine's Day, man. Hopefully y'all stuck in here for the whole thing. And please remember to subscribe, leave messages in the comments. I'm available on Facebook, YouTube, anything, and if you have any questions for Trissy, maybe later on we can do an answer a question thing or whatever, man, or we can answer on Facebook or whatever. But we just want to tell you all that we love you and appreciate you hanging with us. And honey, I love you, my queen.
Love you.
And we just want to say happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hope you enjoyed it.
That's all, folks.
Hope you enjoyed this. Remember when I used to do that? I would say something and she'd be like,
Let's see that in an instant replay.
what? And I'd be like, I'd like to rewind it. Do you remember that?
That's the other thing. Laughter. We always have a good time, whatever we're doing.
Yeah, it's because we enjoy being with each other.
Yeah.
We enjoy it, so.
Yeah, we're friends too.
Yes. So, guys, thanks for hanging with us. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's
We love y'all.
Day. Love y'all. Bye.